Why do cities like Austin, Louisville, or Omaha, with booming populations, passionate fans, and growing economies, still not have a single major pro team? It's not because they're not sports cities. It's because the US sports system is rigged to lock them out. In most American leagues, you can't earn your way in, no matter how good your team is, how loud your fans are, or how much the community supports it. You either get picked, or you don't. Meanwhile, towns in Europe with fewer people than a single US suburb have teams that rise from the bottom to the top, living the dream. Why is that possible there, but not here? And more importantly, what would it take to change that? This video dives deep into why your city will never get a pro team, and how we could actually fix it. This isn't just about touchdowns and home runs. It's about local identity, jobs, and giving people something to believe in. Welcome to Big Builds. Closed leagues, closed doors. Let's get something straight right off the bat. Your city isn't the problem. The real issue is the invisible wall that US sports leagues have built to keep most cities out. Whether we're talking about the NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, or even MLS, they all run on a closed league system. That means there are only a certain number of teams allowed in, and if your city wants one, well, you'd better hope a billionaire shows up with a massive checkbook and the league owners are in a generous mood. Passionate fans? Doesn't matter. A strong local sports culture? Doesn't matter. Youth leagues bursting with talent? Still doesn't matter. If your city doesn't tick the right boxes in a boardroom somewhere, population size, media market, corporate sponsorships, and tax breaks, you're simply not getting in. Now contrast that with Europe, where the exact opposite is true. There, even the tiniest town can dream big. Clubs and villages you've never heard of can climb their way to the top by doing just one thing: winning. If a team from a town of 20,000 earns enough victories, it can rise to compete in leagues watched by millions. It's as if a minor league team in Topeka, Kansas could one day play in the World Series or the NBA Finals just because they earned it on the field. That's what promotion and relegation allows. So the next time someone tells you, we just don't have enough fans or resources to support a pro team, you can call that out for what it is: a myth. It's not about the fans, it's about access. And right now, the door is locked. The billionaire gatekeepers. In the US, it's not performance or passion that earns a city a pro team, it's paperwork and politics. Leagues like the NFL, NBA, and MLB don't leave things up to competition. They handpick their markets behind closed doors. And those decisions usually boil down to just three things: market size, billionaire ownership, and stadium deals. In simpler terms, it's all about how many people live in your area, whether or not a mega-rich owner is ready to drop hundreds of millions of dollars, and how much public money your local government is willing to hand over for a shiny new stadium. That's not a merit-based system. That's not about community or sports culture. That's a boardroom negotiation. And your city's fate is just a line item on someone else's spreadsheet. And here's the wildest part: the actual demand on the ground often gets completely ignored. Some of the most passionate sports communities in the country don't have a single major league franchise. Just take a look at college football. Cities like Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or Lincoln, Nebraska regularly fill 80,000 to 100,000 seat stadiums every weekend. That's pro-level intensity without a pro team in sight. These towns bleed team colors, raise generations of fans, and turn game day into a local holiday. If passion were the only metric, they'd have pro franchises 5 times over. But the current system doesn't care about loyalty or community engagement. It cares about TV markets and luxury boxes. So while fans pour their hearts into the game, the league system turns a blind eye, because in their model, passion alone doesn't cut it. The European model: hope through merit. So how do places like Wrexham in Wales, a town of just 65,000 people, end up with a team in the national spotlight? It's called promotion and relegation. Every club, no matter how small, starts at the bottom. Win your league, you move up. Lose, you move down. It's brutally fair. You play well, you rise. You mess up, you fall. This structure gives fans something American leagues don't: hope. Every game matters. Even the worst teams have something to fight for: survival. And the best underdog stories? They're real. Meanwhile, in the US, if your team tanks, you actually get rewarded with a better draft pick. There's no pressure to improve fast, no fear of falling, just a loop of tanking, rebuilding, and starting over. Imagine how different things would be if local clubs could climb into the big leagues just by winning. Not with politics, not with money, just performance. The cities that got lucky. Now, a few cities have broken through. Oklahoma City, Green Bay, Sacramento. But here's the truth. They didn't get there through an open system. They got lucky, or they had the right connections. Green Bay is a miracle, a community-owned NFL team in a town of barely 100,000 people. But the NFL has since changed the rules to ban community ownership for new teams. Try doing that today, and you'd be laughed out of the league. Sacramento? They had to fight tooth and nail, raise millions, and rally celebrities just to get an MLS expansion slot. That's not building through performance. That's playing politics. These are the rare exceptions, not the blueprint. And for every city like OKC that made it, there are dozens more stuck waiting, hoping, begging for a shot. Why the big leagues don't want change. So why not just bring promotion and relegation to the US tomorrow? Because the big leagues like control. They like guaranteed profits, limited risk, and keeping ownership in the hands of a few. If you're a billionaire who buys a team, you want to know you'll stay in the big leagues, no matter how badly your team performs. That's not competition. That's comfort. And here's the part that stings. Even if your city does get a team, you still have to buy your way in. There's no ladder to climb, no proving ground, just a velvet rope and a very expensive cover charge. It's not about fans. It's about protecting power. What it's costing us. Without promotion and relegation, entire regions get erased from the national sports map. No team means fewer jobs, no community pride on game day, and no local talent getting a chance to shine. But more than economics, it's about identity. Sports give people something to belong to. They create traditions, stories, rivalries, and dreams. When your city's locked out, your people miss out. A system built on merit would light a fire across the country. More clubs, more opportunities, more stories. Right now, we're stuck in a system that treats fans like customers, not believers. How we fix it. Now let's talk solutions, because this isn't just a rant, it's a roadmap. First up, legal pressure. There are ongoing antitrust lawsuits challenging US soccer's control over professional leagues. If the courts rule in favor of open competition, that could be the first domino to fall. Next, fan power. You want change? Show up for your local club, wear the scarf, buy the ticket, stream the game. When small clubs prove they can draw interest, it makes the system look silly for ignoring them. Third, visionary owners. Not every investor is afraid of risk. Some want to build something real. What they need is a league where their success is determined by wins, not political deals. Fourth, media pressure. When people talk about the issue, leagues can't keep pretending it's fine. Videos like this matter. Share it, comment, ask why your city still doesn't have a shot. And finally, start at home. Support your local team, even if they play on a high school field. If the system ever opens up, these clubs will be the first to rise. And when they do, they'll bring the whole community with them. A future built on hope. Imagine waking up one day and seeing the headlines. American leagues introduce promotion and relegation. Suddenly, cities like Boise, Albuquerque, and Birmingham have a path. Every game means something. Every win brings your club closer to the top. No more waiting for a phone call from the league office. You control your destiny. Fans would be invested like never before. Rivalries would explode. Cinderella stories would go mainstream. And your city, your home, could finally be on the map. If you believe your city deserves a chance, a real chance, then hit that like button. Share this with someone who's tired of waiting. And tell us in the comments, what city do you think should have a pro team? We're not just building stadiums, we're building dreams. This is Big Builds. See you next time.